If it turns out that these two fall in love with one another, I would not be surprised. Also, look at that V they're showing us. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of modaozushi, Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. We had just gotten done, episode 4, so of course we come back with a board and some notes. So let's go ahead and hit up that board first thing. And with the board comes the board changelog, where I replaced the unknown brother on the board with Lan Huan. I connected Jin Zixuan, I think is how you say that, to Jiang Cheng with a white line. Seems antagonistic, but not yet hostile. I connected Jin Zixuan to Wei Yin with a white line. I connected Jin Zixuan to Ni Huasang with a green line. And I connected Zhishen to Hashuang with a green line. Again, I'm not going to apologize every time for getting these names wrong. You're going to live with it, you're not going to live with it, I don't know. Oh, sorry. I also added Sushi and connected them with a green line to Wang Ji. I'm thinking that I should probably add a Su clan, but they don't really talk about it, and the possibility exists that Su is a surname that I know nothing about. Surname, whatever, a clan name, or possibly not even a clan name. I'm trying to get at the point I don't know if it's a clan or not. So until they say it, he's kind of borderless, because I just don't know. Anyway, that is the current board status, and again, if you notice something wrong, let me know in the comments, and I'll either debate you about it, or I'll fix it. One of those two things will happen. Alright, so, notes, as I said. Second name drop of Yan Li so far, despite her not making an appearance in person yet. As we've covered, Chang's sister, that will go on to marry Zixuan and have Lin in the future. Also fairly obvious, given my board only has an image of her dead, that she will die at some point. I believe a previous flashback showed her being stabbed by the sword Lin has in the future, so we got that to look forward to. So we know in the future that whatever happens to Yang Li, Wuxian regrets. But now in the past, he is a close friend of Wenyin, and Zhuchuan is antagonistic to Wenyin, despite dating, or whatever the equivalent to that here is, Wenyin's sister. I'm not sure if this is clan politics or a personal hatred sort of thing. And I think while I was writing this, I started trying to use their abbreviated one-word names instead of the clan and first name thing. So that's why the switch up is going to start happening here. I don't know if it's easier to do, but I'm certainly going to try doing it. Okay, here's where I'm going to cover an argument that I had last episode that I'm going to continue for some reason. So to cover again, as I did last note section and ranted about last reaction, spirits are of plants and animals, demons are of humans, ghosts are of dead humans, and monsters are dead plants and animals. That was what was said back at Gusu, and yet Wang Ji and Wuxian call these humanoid things monsters. More than that, the thing that they keep collecting from the water seems to be human hair. That would lead me to believe that these are ghosts, by the definitions that we've already established for us ahead of time. More infuriating for me, someone who is trying to get the world building down, traveling to Emerald Lake, they call them water spirits, which, just like with monsters, are from plants and animals. In this case, dead plants and animals. Then, talking about catching them in the nets, they say the people don't recognize the bodies, and that water spirits usually stay where they drowned, which to me would imply that they used to be people and they died. Therefore, ghosts. Later in the episode, they switch to saying aqua demons, which at least moves to the human side, but my read on demon implies possessed human. And we've already covered that these people drowned and died. So, man, I don't know. Wuxian also goes on about his ideas that got him in trouble back at Gosu, about using the resentment of the dead to combat the resentment of the dead. His argument for now being that the cultivation and controlling swords thing used to be lunatic ideas as well. Clearly, this will be his opening argument for why he is trying these new ideas once he gets Clearly, this will be his opening argument for why he is trying these new ideas once he gets confronted in the future. Clearly, Shang is still against the idea as a concept, agreeing with Qiren. Qiren. The problem that I have oftentimes is that quite often Q, X, S, there was another one, all have like S sounds sometimes, but they're also context. Kind of the way that English is sometimes difficult for outside speakers because, go through that whole thing of words that are spelled the same but are pronounced differently and in different contexts. I think that's the thing I get quite often with Chinese names. At the same time, I find them easier to say than Japanese, but obviously I'm struggling here, so maybe I'm wrong on both sides. So Wuxian's sword was given to him by Uncle Zhang. I doubt we are referring to Chang, so I assume a character we are to meet in the future. I suppose, as a tag-on note, Wuxian's sword is named Whatever, and their swords have spirits in them. Though, as per my previous note, I'm dubious as to the use of that word in this circumstance. I know that most of my argument about the 4 words that we use to describe different types of whatever is the fact that they use the word monster interchangeably with the definition of the word monster. So, when Wuxian says there's a monster out there, he doesn't, in fact, I believe, mean a dead plant and animal thing. I think he's saying there's something we don't know out there, and it's horrible. Monster. So I guess it's going to be a thing when Wang Jing takes Wuxian by the hand at some future point. This episode's setting up that he doesn't touch strangers, thus why he was only touching Wuxian by the collar and not his skin. I think we can all just imagine there's going to be a scene where one reaches for the other, kind of like what was happening with Chang and Wuxian that episode. Although Chang failed to grab him by the hand too. But something like that is going to happen, and it's going to be a turning point in their relationship. Either way, though, that has been the notes, that's been the board, so there's nothing left to do here but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
So it occurred to me while I was rewatching last episode and taking my notes. I think this might be the longest opening of all of the shows that I currently watch and react to. I don't remember what it was. I think it's like over a minute long, though. Maybe a minute and 10 seconds, a minute and 20 seconds. But that is longer than a YouTube short. Shouldn't be like the opening of the show long. Now, I think I've said this a number of times, even though we're only in the 5th episode now. This opening feels like it was tacked on after the fact. Like, it doesn't have the feel of the show, I feel like. And certainly there's a lot of anime out there that has the same thing going on. That the sensation that the opening gives you might be like super serious and then the show turns out to be a comedy, or vice versa. Slapstick opening, a very serious show. But in this case, it just, I don't know. I just can't put my finger on it. It just doesn't feel right for the show. And that might be served by the element that I think I was watching a different copy the first time around, and it had a different opening. I don't know. Might be just a bad memory thing, too. You know, I'm starting to notice a lot of the scenes that we've already watched appearing in the opening now. So this episode's called Demonic Path, and quite clearly, last episode was an inspiration to wuxian to explore that thing. I think that's the scene that we were getting into the water when he's looking at all the corpses. Or he's gonna go on the roof drinking again. Well, obviously not on the roof, it's raining. I wish that they would at least settle on which naming scheme they're gonna go with. Like Lanzan. Or just call him 1G. I assume he was just going to be swinging at the pots. Imagine getting killed for just having a late night drink. It's a hell of a throw catch. But then again, these guys are martial masters. You have to be to sail through the air standing on top of a sword. Oh, he's gonna touch him? Even by accident, that would be a thing, right? Return what favor? Wuxian isn't going to be in this position. Wuxi, sorry. Wangji. At the very least, all this is really going to establish in the future, or the present, what their relationship actually is. Like, you can all seem friendly and or adversarial now, but if they do something horrible here in the past, and you're playing it up like it's a friendly thing in the future. I mean, to be fair, that's something I like. Those of you in the audience who know what I'm going through health issues-wise, the last thing I say is going to go for me is my sense of humor. There you go, you can't blackmail Lanzan, he'll take the punishment too. I mean, gotta figure that's pretty admirable as well. He's incorruptible.
背了你还挑三拣四，又不是我让你背的。我不背你，我看你能赖在人家祠堂地上滚一天都不起来。我丢不起这人，人家狼网鸡比你还多挨50尺，都是自己走的，你好意思装残废？滚下来！
I mean, he's got strength of character. We all see that.
我是商号。你啊，蓝老头回来了。
I assume they mean Huren, the teacher. If he has a goatee, that would be it. There we go. They say I'm very bad at identifying these people. The only reason I can tell that's not Lanzan there. Lanzan wears his hair 2 bands down over the band. That guy wears his under the band. And they were implying last time if the people rise up against the Wen clan, more people would wind up under the Wen clan. Wang Ji, sorry, I've been saying his name wrong the entire time. I forgot the G in his name. So it's fine to capture zombies, that's news. I'm glad not everyone here is stuck up. If everybody was a fuddy-duddy, then this place would be insufferable. But we have some friendly faces that are enjoyable to watch. Feel like that's gonna be a trick. Because otherwise, why wouldn't Wang Ji do it? Unless it's gonna be the inspiration for demonic cultivation. Oh, I guess this is it, and then Wang Ji is doing it. And this is just a thing to get them two together. Typically, if you two people in a pool together, you don't migrate towards the warm spot. We all understand what the warm spot is. I mean, this is kind of a way to get people to come together. Shared discipline. I mean, one guy screws up, the entire group screws up, right?
可以带你去云梦，摘莲蓬、打山鸡，可好玩了。
不去。
你别老不嘛，女孩子不会喜欢的。我同你讲，云梦的姑娘也特别好看，你当真不来？
不去。
I mean, he avoided the naked picture book you made for him.
你又做甚？
你老是拒绝我，我很不高兴。你一个人慢慢泡吧，蓝二公子。
你敢
？If it turns out
我有什么不敢的？
that these two fall in love with one another, I would not be surprised. Also, look at that V they're showing us. Does that mean something?
什么声音？
I've never seen the ears glowing red as an indicator of anything.
叔父今日带回了几具凶尸，关在明室内让我问灵，怎么跑出来了？
你有的未带法器，这可不好办了。
魏无羡，站住！
干什么？
把衣服还我。
You're still wearing half your clothes.
都怪我们一时疏忽，让凶尸逃脱了。
Seems like Wuxian was
的人都还未归，得赶紧找到蓝
naked.
二公子才行。
Like, is the implication he was too bashful? No, much the same way that Wuxian in the future takes leaves and does his thing. It's funny because I'm watching Yatagarasu, and essentially that's also a plot point there too now. I believe they call it a koto there, though.
魏无羡呢？他与我分开了。
I mean, if he's gonna learn it, this would be the opportunity to have. So kind of odd that they call them zombies. As per the 4 naming conventions I keep bitching about all the time. I was just thinking to myself, the importance of wearing your clothes would be to identify what clan you're in, because every clan wears this very specific outfit. And it just occurred to me that none of these zombies are wearing a clan identifying outfit. Not sure what they're alive actually means. Does that mean that they're demons and not zombies? They look like zombies. Also, interesting note, you can't call your sword from distance, even though it's inhabited by a spirit. But I just think of bad luck jumping in the direction that the tree's falling in. Again, prime opportunity to try something.
兔子，
Does that imply the rabbit's not scared of zombies? Interesting. They scratched him, but they showed it as like a scrape, like didn't cut the flesh. Harnessing resentment. Oh, now it's actually cuts. I got it. Infected him and unlocked the power within him, I guess. Well, I guess now they read him as one of their own.
别无限，接近！ 怎么，吓得剑都接不住了？
没有的事。
Well, I thought the sword was going to reject him for a second. Now, is Chang gonna tell anybody about what he just saw? So I would assume Wuxian is going to
剩下的3具凶尸都在这里了。
get away with this and then recover on his own, and that's how he's going to discover how he's going to use the power? No, other people have noticed. Okay.
多谢了二公子出手相助。
No, he's
今
covering
日
him.
天色已晚，改日定当专程致谢。
Power of family.
不必。
Adopted family, but family.
你这是……魏无羡，你说，刚才到底是怎么回事？你不会是……
It's not his fault. I guess this is like a death sentence in this world.
简直是疯了！那可是仙门外道，一旦传了出去，仙门百家便留你不得。魏无羡，你在听吗？
Guess social death sentence, if not an actual one.
不会了，
Guess it was at a bit of a
危险的
loss.
东西，我哪敢使？永远都不会了。
It's a bit of the John Wick thing, right? That we can forgive somebody for doing such an extremely horrible thing if they do it for a reason that we agree with, right? John Wick goes on a murder spree because somebody killed his dog. Wu Zhen uses an art form that we've all rejected to save a bunny rabbit, right? I guess that's what also was throwing me. I thought he was becoming overcome by like the zombie scratch, like that had infected him or something, and it was like eating away at him. But it seems like that was just the impetus for him to use the demonic arts, and not so much anything that the scratch itself had done. So that was the confusing bit for me in the moment. So I guess the idea is that everybody knows, or does everybody know how to do the demonic art thing, and then they just don't because it's evil or whatever? Or is it that he did it and people know what it's like? The fact that they call him a lunatic in the future as some sort of weird explanation of what he's doing, or an after credits thing. We don't get that. And both of their color schemes, so.
够诚意吧？我可找了大半天呢。喂，你要不要？好吧，你不要我就送别人。送谁？谁兔肉烤的好吃就送谁呗。刚好这几天口里没味儿。
云深不知处，禁止杀生。
我出去杀便是。
Does that extend? I guess that extends to animals. Bugs?
我要。
哈，又要了？你看你总是这样口是心非。
Again, we all get it. It's the animal extension of both of them.
他们这样叠着，是不是在？
污秽不堪。
Didn't show us his ear.
我可还没说完呢。喂，蓝湛，你给我把话说清楚。
I think they could be a couple. I could see this turning into that sort of thing. Which makes it weird in the future because future him is possessing a body that I have to imagine is many times younger than Lanzan is in the future. So for that case, I'm hoping it's not, only because that's awkward and weird, but I don't know, kind of romantic too if it turns out to be the case. You know, I don't know what to call it, star-crossed lovers, but the element that, you know, got killed in the past and I came back. Yeah, I guess I just need to focus a little bit more on the element of what incited the power to come in that moment. Because it very much seemed to me that it was unlocked by the scratch. Like, he was overcome and it unlocked the thing inside of him and then he used the power. But that also just could have been, like, a mental thing. By which I mean, like, he unlocked it within himself because the need arose for him to do so. Not just because he was protecting the rabbit, but because he probably would have died in that moment had he not done so. Now, I don't know if that is itself a mirror to Lanzan's mental fortitude to not go into temptation, which, you know, wuxian is constantly trying to bring him into, and then to not be blackmailed and to suffer the same discipline because of it that wuxian did. I don't know if there's like a corollary between those two things, and I'm supposed to be reading into that. I know it seems like I'm talking over a lot of it, but there's a certain amount of talking I have to do for copyright reasons and whatnot. But also, just speak in my mind as things are going on. So if it seems like I'm missing stuff, know that I'm not actually missing stuff. Unless I say something completely wrong, and then know I'm missing stuff, but also know that I'm not really missing stuff. That's the entire point of rewatching the episode after I reacted to it, to make sure that I don't miss anything. And that's what the note section is for. So, to recap, if you see me miss something in an episode, don't tell me immediately. wait for the next episode at the very least, and then if in the note section for that next episode I still don't bring it up, that's when you can assume that I've missed it. Because I have the running rule that I often tell my other co-hosts, which is to say the thing out loud, even if it's obvious, because if we don't say it out loud, you guys won't know that we know it. So, if it escapes us during the reaction, and then you come back for the next episode, and the whole note section, which all revolves around what our thoughts are, without having to talk out loud during the watch-through, still doesn't have it, then that's probably a good sign that either it was so obvious that it even went over our head then, for saying it out loud, I mean, or that we literally just went over the head and completely missed it. So, as a rule, give us at least 2 episodes before you tell us something that we missed. No matter how infuriating it might be, if I might go on a 30-minute tirade about how something's stupid, and I missed something very obvious that explains why it's not stupid, I ask you please to just suffer through that 30-minute tirade, or skip ahead, whatever you have to do. But don't spoiler me for that episode. That said, though, I really like this. I gotta assume that they're setting these two up for a romance of some sort. Although, actually, the one thing that might not be is the fact that Yan Li, we know, is coming somewhere in the future. Although I think, from the recollection from the first episode and the second episode, the idea is that they have like a brother-sister kind of relationship. I mean, unless they want to imply in the future that it's not actually, what's his name's son, but it's actually Wuxian's son, Lin. That would be a weird twist. There's so many ways this show can go. And I'm here for it, obviously. I started the show because I'm super interested. Now I'm still here, still super interested. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. So whenever I decide I'm rambling, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?